Mita.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Had a normal
It's
day. Yeah,
yeah, it's a day, okay? It's a day
it's a day.
because because
It's
of course
just a day.
you were going to do a lot of things before the holiday, right?
Not a
Yeah,
holiday today. I had a normal day, normal working day.
yeah, okay. But of course, in preparation for the holiday, so you are going to do a lot of things, right? Yeah, so before the start of a holiday because it's going to be 1 week, okay? Yeah.
Yes,
So no
one week.
work. So where
Yeah.
are you going to spend? Where are you going to spend your holiday?
Uh, I stay in Ho Chi Minh City.
Ah, okay, with your family.
Yeah, someday, and after that, I move to my hometown in the other province.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
celebrate with the big family here, where my father and my mother
Yeah.
lived in the
Okay.
past.
So that would be it. Okay, so let's start our lesson now, Mark. Are you ready?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
okay. So let me share the presentation to you now just for a moment. Okay, I hope you can see the presentation, Mark. Can you see it?
Yes, I see.
Yes, okay. So yesterday we were able to listen to the financial analyst talk about the salaries and the share options, right? And we were
Yes.
able to understand that Jeffrey Barbaco, which
Mm,
is the CEO of a Tenet Healthcare, receives a very high compensation. Okay,
yes.
because he has aside from the salary and bonuses, he has share value, and he also receives other payments. And again, we also had a talk yesterday that Jeffrey Barbaco is one of the examples or the best example of a fat cat CEO, right?
Yeah, the
Because
first
he
class
is
CEO.
receiving a
Big,
very big amount of
big,
money
yeah,
because
man.
he has a total compensation of about around 116
100, yes,
million six hundred
$16 million.
eighty-three thousand dollars.
Yeah.
So if you try to look at that figures, of course that's going to be a big amount of money. Okay, and if
Yep.
we're talking only about of the salary and bonuses he is receiving, he's receiving at least $5 million per month. Okay. So that would be a very big amount of money. Okay. So we're done with this one. So let's proceed to listening part two now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So in part two, she talks about evaluating and rewarding performance. Listen and answer the questions after. So let's try to listen.
Say hi. Anh hai giả bộ đó.
Unit 4. Listening 1. Page 37. Part 1.
Well, most CEOs' earnings sound exceptionally high because those figures are based on what we refer to as total compensation. In other words, salary and various bonuses, of course, and then, more importantly, what they are actually worth in terms of share value. And it is often this share value that makes the figures so very impressive. Take, for example, the highest paid CEO in the US in 2003. This was the head of Tenet Healthcare, a guy called Jeffrey Barbacow. His total compensation for the period was $116,683,000. Can you believe it? 1 year's earnings? $116,683,000? I mean, that's a phenomenal amount of money. But his salary and bonuses for 2003 amounted to only $5,530,000, which is a reasonable salary by U.S. standards at the time. His shares, however, were valued at $111,050,000, and this is what drove up his total. And then he picked up another $250,000 in other fees somewhere along the way.
Part 2.
Now, you see, obviously some people, even some shareholders, would accept that kind of compensation because it is accepted wisdom that making the managers part owners of the company through shares and stock options is the best form of incentive or motivation. That is all very fine, but what that theory fails to take into consideration is that market fluctuations mean that share value can at times be very different from their original value. And management could even encourage this in the short term in order to sell their shares before the market changes or falls again. So you see, the heart of the problem seems to be motivation. And it's rather simple if you treat managers in the same way as other employees. They are generally keen to reach objectives or goals set out for them because they know that when they are appraised or evaluated, they'll get their bonuses or increases in salaries based on whether they met those goals or not. If company bosses have to come up with the goods in order to get their salaries, actually earn them, problem solved, basically. They could be promoted on the basis of company performance. And I don't mean if share prices increase due to a general rise in the stock market. I mean if the company actually outperforms other companies in the same sector. Not even the toughest shareholders would object to that.
Okay, so that would be it, Mark. Okay, so we
Um,
already heard about that one. Okay, he actually the first part of the audio was also a review, okay, of the bonuses, okay, and other benefits of barbacoa, right? Okay.
mm,
Now let's try to answer now the questions which all about that one. So why is it that particular CEO in the United States, based on the audio, receives that high amount of total compensation? Of course, we have to put also in consideration about the bonuses, the benefits, and the salary of that CEO,
Tom,
right? Okay, question number one, Mark. What were stock options intended to
uh,
do?
can I listen again? Because I maybe some
Okay.
cannot got some point.
Yeah, it's okay. So let's try to listen again to that one.
Unit 4. Listening 1. Page 37. Part 1.
Well, most CEOs' earnings sound exceptionally high because those figures are based on what we refer to as total compensation. In other words, salary and various bonuses, of course, and then, more importantly, what they are actually worth in terms of share value. And it is often this share value that makes the figures so very impressive. Take, for example, the highest paid CEO in the US in 2000.
Hmm, what happened? Okay, just for a moment, Mark. Okay. Okay, just for a moment. It was. Okay, just for a while.
Unit 4.
Amount of money. But his salary and bonuses for 2003 amounted to only $5,530,000, which is a reasonable salary by U.S. standards at the time. His shares, however, were valued at $111,050,000, and this is what drove up his total. And then he picked up another $250,000 in other fees somewhere along the way.
Part 2.
Now, you see, obviously some people, even some shareholders, would accept that kind of compensation because it is accepted wisdom that making the managers part owners of the company through shares and stock options is the best form of incentive or motivation. That is all very fine, but what that theory fails to take into consideration is that market fluctuations mean that share value can at times be very different from their original value. And management could even encourage this in the short term in order to sell their shares before the market changes or falls again. So you see, the heart of the problem seems to be motivation. And it's rather simple if you treat managers in the same way as other employees. They are generally keen to reach objectives or goals set out for them because they know that when they are appraised or evaluated, they'll get their bonuses or increases in salaries based on whether they met those goals or not. If company bosses have to come up with the goods in order to get their salaries, actually earn them, problem solved, basically. They could be promoted on the basis of company performance. And I don't mean if share prices increase due to a general rise in the stock market. I mean if the company actually outperforms other companies in the same sector. Not even the toughest shareholders would object to that.
Okay. So have you heard it, Mark? Hello? 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 Are you still there, Mark? Hello? Hello? Hello, Mark?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi?
Uh, hello.
Hi, hello?
Dạ, con nói không được, nói con không được, nói con nó không có anh đâu này. Con trả lời thầy nãy giờ rồi, nó thầy không nghe.
Hello, me.
Hello.
Yeah. Do
Yeah,
you listen my
okay.
son speak, talk with you?
Yeah, yeah, actually. So he's your son. How old is he?
Yeah, 12 years old.
12. Okay. So he's your eldest?
Sorry.
Yeah, the eldest, your eldest son, right? Because you have
Yeah,
two children, right?
you have 2 children. This is the eldest.
Yeah, so he's the eldest. Okay, so are you ready now? Can we go back to our
Yeah,
lesson now? Okay. So
yes, yes, yes.
have you heard about the audio presentation number 2? Okay.
No, not
Now,
yet.
actually, even we will not going to hear that one. Let's try to do our best in
Yes.
answering, yeah, in answering questions like this, okay? Because even without listening with that particular audio presentation, we can be able to answer this, Mark, okay? Because I know
Mm.
you have a you have also experience all about this one, okay? Okay,
Yes.
question number
Okay. I
one,
will try
Mark.
to guess.
Yeah, question number one. What
What
were stock
were the stock
options
options
intended to do? So we are
intended
talking
to
about
do?
stock options, right?
Uh,
So we have the
how I
so-called
can try
share, right? Shares coming from other stockholders or
for that?
shareholders.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think would be other options for the shareholders or stockholders to do? Okay. If, like, for example, the situation would be if
Um.
shareholder thinks that his stock is already not, what it is one, um, not having a lot of money, let's say, for example, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Not having a profit when it comes to his shares. So what do you think would be he's going to do?
Um. I think the shareholder or the stock option need to improve the P&L of the company, the profits of the company. So the profits in each share is increase in the market. So it can impact to the related people to keep their stock or other people want to keep their stock.
Yeah. Now, what if the problem would be like this? Okay. What if I have a shares or I have a share, okay, because I am one of the shareholders of that
Yeah.
particular stocks. And then my share is not so we have to take in consideration also that maybe my share also is not somehow earning a profit. So,
Uh,
what do you think would be the best thing that I should have to do? So maybe I have to withdraw. Okay, I have to withdraw my shares, or right? So do you think that would
um,
be a good idea that I should have to withdraw?
it depend. I believe it depend in the market first. Like
Okay.
if the market is flat market, so maybe that year
Mm-hmm.
you can keep you can continue keep the stock if the category of your share
Yes.
your company
Yeah,
share is like potential in next year or next time maybe next quarter or like that
that's
or have the big
correct.
opportunity to increase next and the other region maybe come from the internal of the company
That's
like the
correct.
internal company they the chance the strategy they reduce the expense and increase the revenue of the company so they make the profits of by
Yeah,
share so you
yeah.
can make decision you keep or
Or to
the
withdraw, right?
yeah or
Yeah,
withdraw
yeah.
and invest in the other share.
In the other share. Okay. Actually, that answers question number two, right? How can market changes affect the stocks?
Uh,
Okay, so
yeah,
you were able to answer question number two already. Actually, not just only my shares will be affected, that would also be affected or applies to other stockholders as well, right?
yes, yes,
Yes. So whatever would be the amount of money that I am receiving as a profit for my share, that would also be received by other shareholders. Okay, so that would be a so-called what do you call this one? A whatever would be I am receiving, that would also be received by other shareholders. So it's a fair share what is one profit, right?
yeah,
Right. So that would answer question number two. You were able to answer a while ago that it depends on the stock market, right? Yeah, it
yes,
depends on the
exactly.
market because if they will not going to do something about, so there would be a downside, right? But if they will be going to do things in order to increase the profit of your stocks, so they can also do that one. Now, it depends on the shareholders after maybe some months or years if he or she will going to retain his shares or not, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes,
Yes. Okay.
exactly. This
Question.
action for the
Yes.
use action
That,
for the
that's
shareholder, share
correct.
stockholder.
Yes. Now, question number three. How do some managers exploit this situation? Or let's say, for example, okay, now we are having a problem when it comes to the increase of our profit when it comes to shareholders. So, how do these managers exploit the situation?
Um, if shareholder take this
Advantage.
situation.
Actually, when we are talking about exploit, that means they will going to take advantage, right? As a manager, I am going to take advantage of this particular thing, right? As a managers, because I know what to do because I am managing your money, right? So shareholders are not the one managing their own money. It's the managers, right? It's the CEO, right, Mark?
um,
So
Maybe in case the market chance make or impact to
yes.
your profits from your share.
Mhm.
So maybe manager like the leader of the company,
Mhm.
they know exactly the real information.
That's correct.
In case if they share this information to the shareholder before, so
Mhm.
they cannot get any advantage
Advantage.
advantages.
Uh-huh. Yes.
However, if they keep it very secret and they give the fake
Mhm.
information or the not real information to the market,
Mhm.
so to make other people have the wrong decision to buy or to keep the share,
Mhm.
so the manager can get many or a lot of profit if they make decision, they keep it and make it down the price. However, it's not easy. It happened because the company needs the share increase to
That's correct.
bring, yeah, the profit to the company, not just only shareholder.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Okay. And everything or everyone in that particular company will going to benefits, right? Okay, including
Yes,
also employees. If the share or if the stocks are increasing, right? Okay,
yes.
next question number four. How are employees generally evaluated? Now, we're talking about employees now, okay, because employees, again, is one of very important, okay, people in a certain company. Because without an employees, managers will not going to perform their tasks also very well, right? So how are employees generally evaluated, Mark? So on your own understanding or point of view, what do you think would be the basis for the employees to be evaluated?
Um, in generally,
Mm-hmm.
employees was evaluated by the performance based on the performance of them,
That's
of
correct.
their
Okay.
performance. Um, and they set the rule like the KPI, the competency,
Mm,
or the stock rate, or the company increase, the profits of the company. A lot of KPI like that, and then based on
yeah.
this, evaluated them.
Yeah.
Um, in this situation, if the profit of a company is not reached, or like uh, uh, they did not reach the target of the company, so
Yeah.
maybe impacted to the employee so much,
That's
especially
correct.
in employees, because employee this level there's a lot of people.
Yeah. Actually.
So if the profit of a company is not reach the target, so they cannot pay to the employees, or they pays less than normal and very
Yeah.
small.
Yeah, okay. So that would also be good, and that would be fair also. Okay. Now, since you mentioned about that employees should be evaluated based on their performances and other evaluation tools, right? That you had mentioned just a while ago, would this also work for managers? Do you think managers would also be evaluated based on their performances? What do you think?
I think this is we call this the what. That means the KPI very clearly, so they need to
Mm-hmm.
follow this. Yeah. However, in the
Okay.
KPI, they have some like a personal, some other KPI, so the manager can push us or put very low point for the employee, so to make
Yeah.
them cannot uh, gas the bonus from the company, so manager
Yeah.
can get more.
Yeah, okay. And for that, you also answered question number 6, that how can we measure the CEO performance? So you were able to mention just a while ago that based on the TBI, based on their performances, okay, so there would be the so-called evaluation process for that, for them, for the CEO performances, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're done with this one. So let's move on. Do you have any questions so far with this, Mark?
Thank you. No.
No. Okay. Let's proceed to the useful tips. Okay. Now, this one is evaluating performance. Now, we have to take note that performance is.
Can you show the presentation bigger, like click to the cổ
Okay.
phiếu là gì không?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to
Cổ phiếu là gì?
send it, present it
Cổ
again
phiếu
to
á,
you. Okay, just for
cổ
a
phiếu á.
while. Okay, can you see it?
No, you need to put yes, this one.
Yeah.
Make the
Okay.
presentation bigger. Yes, this one. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So this one. Okay. Can you see it
No,
now?
no, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
Wait me 1 minute. Uh, when we present, so we don't show the lip slide in the left side. We just
Oh.
show to the attendance just only one screen. However, here you show me the lead up slide in the left and
Uh-huh.
the content of the slide in the right. So that's why in the right I look very small.
Oh, really? Okay. What about this one? Can you see it? This one?
You no need to try to make it bigger like that. However, you
Okay.
show you show your slide, your
Okay.
presentation. I don't know how you
Okay.
need to put it one to very small so I cannot see.
Okay, wait for a while. I have to share it again. Okay, what about this time?
No, 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 no.
You can't
Uh,
still? What happened?
I can. However, this is even small.
It's
You
very
should
small.
push.
So I have to
You
make this
you
one
you
bigger.
you show me here. I can see the list of slides in the lab. However,
Okay.
if I present to the other people cannot see the list of the slide like this.
Oh, why?
And if we do like this, we need to push. I don't know how cái phiếu là gì đó. Phiếu này cái trong bài present á.
Oh, what about this time?
It's okay. It's okay. I will check this work to send to you later because we need to push to press this uh, this one to present to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Here you just share me, but not presentation. If you share the presentation, I cannot see the list of slide in the lab like this.
Oh, why is it?
Phiếu là gì?
I already presented it. I already share it.
Of course, you already share me. However,
Yeah.
this you shared the total your slide. But if you present to other people, so other people cannot know when you will stop or you finish the the last slide, right?
Yeah.
So here I can see the list of slide in the lab. So that means
Mm-hmm.
I will know what is the last slide in your presentation.
But you can see the presentation.
Of course, I can see.
Uh-huh.
However, it's not big enough because I can see the list of slide in the lab
So
screen.
I have to make this one smaller like that.
No, 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 no. We have the bottom. We have the bottom in the we have the bottom
Mm.
in the left of the screen.
Yeah, I
In
had.
the right screen, and you need to put the.
I couldn't get that one. What do you mean?
I don't know how to say. Okay, we continue. I will share
Yeah.
in the message later.
Yeah, okay. Now we have here evaluating performance. So when we say performance mark, it is usually evaluated by looking at the past objectives and deciding whether they have been met, right? So
Yes.
you mentioned that one while ago, right? The one that you mentioned just while ago, that of course we need for the performance, for the evaluation of performance, we need also to look at the past objectives if that would be met or not. Okay, if that has
Yes.
been met or not. Okay, if
Yes.
that would be met, so that means you had a successful maybe, okay, or you reach your target. You mentioned that one, right? Okay.
Yes.
So if they have not been met, so the person being evaluated can give reasons why and new objectives can be fixed. Okay. So that's why it's
Okay.
very important for the company to have an evaluation at the end of the year, right? So that would be, we call that one as a yearly evaluation. Okay, whether this particular task has been met or not, right? Okay,
Okay.
if
Right.
that has not been met, so it will you should have to give your reasons. I don't know if in your company you do the same. That if that particular let's say task has not been met, so you will going to give the reasons why it wasn't met,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes, so you give
Exactly.
also reasons, right? Now,
Yes.
below are some expressions you might hear during an evaluation sessions. Now, actually, these are the things that we hear or we use usually if we do have an evaluation. Like, for example, we had a real problems with, okay? Of course,
Yes.
hasn't been met your objectives, so there would be real problem. Okay? there's
Mm.
been a slight overspend on that. So we're talking about money in here. You overspend on the, let's say for example, on
Under
the
the budget.
purchase. Yeah,
About
on
your
your budget.
budget.
Okay. So we were behind schedule, but we managed to catch up. So we can also hear this expression also, although you are behind, but still you managed to catch up.
To
And
catch up.
then,
Yeah.
yes, we've come in under budget. So that means
It is good.
you, yeah, so you have that in that particular under budget, that means there would be no, there would no, what is a lot of budget. You spend just only the minimum, right? Just only below the budget. So that would be good,
Um.
right? Under
However,
budget.
if we talk about the span, so
Mm,
under the budget is the good.
it's
However, if
good.
we talk
Yeah.
about the target, the objective, so we under the budget, so it is not good
Yeah,
because in our company they yield the budget not just only in the span.
that's
However,
correct.
they yield this work in the target. Like all the budget of this year is 20 million cartons.
Mm-hmm.
That means full year and the review, like we just achieved 19, not 20,
Uh,
19 million cartons. So mean you come in on the budget.
Yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, you are right. Because if you're talking about budget, if you are under budget, that means the people will not going to also to work, maybe work well, because there would be under budget for that, right? But if you will not going to see the budget, you have to see the maybe the what is one to hit the target, or to meet the target, so
Yeah.
regardless of the budget, right? So the management will going to give you full support when it comes to budget, because you hit or you also meet the target, right? So maybe that would be a very good motivation for the company, that they should not also what you want to look at for just only the budget most of the time, because you're doing something in order to reach your target also. If you reach your target, so there would be more budget to or there would be more profits to come in the company, right?
Mm, yes.
Right. Okay. So that
Absolutely.
correct. So it hasn't been easy, but we managed to hit our deadline in the end. So this is what I'm talking to you, right? So to hit the
Yes.
deadline. And then the deadline's too tight, we're not going to meet it. So sometimes
It's
this
not
one
made.
is
Yeah.
so sad, right? Sometimes this
Yeah.
one is
So
so
sad.
sad that you were not going to meet it because the deadline's too tight, right? But
Yeah.
of course, we need to motivate also our employees that we should have to do our best in order to meet the deadline as well, right? Whether we can
Yeah.
meet it or whether we cannot. Okay, still, we have
Good
to do
choice.
our best, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you
Agree.
have questions with this particular expressions before we have to move on?
No, sir.
Okay, no more. So let's proceed with this one. Okay, now, this one, do you think everyone should earn so much money? Why or why not? On your own understanding, Mark, do you think should everyone, so for a free talk activity, do you think everyone should earn so much money? On your own
I
point of view.
yeah, I don't think everyone should earn a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
However, they should earn enough money for their life, their objective.
Their
Why they,
families.
they shouldn't earn a lot of money? Because not easy to earn. The first is not easy to earn a lot of money.
That's correct. Because you
Um,
should have to do your part, right?
yeah, the first
Yeah,
thing I want to share here, because it's not easy. We can talk here, however, it's not easy to earn a lot of money.
that's correct. Because sometimes,
Um,
yes.
yeah, the second point here is sometimes you can mean some people can get a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Mean they sell their time, their health, their happiness at all from them to take the money.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay.
Um, that mean that's why with this, that's why I said that everyone should not earn a lot of
So
money
much money.
for so
Okay.
much, yeah,
Yeah, but
for
of
what, you know.
course, sometimes if ever a person deserves to earn so much money, of course they work for that also. So it should be the so-called you have to base also your earning based on your also on your performances, right? Yeah, because if
Yeah.
you perform well, so you will be given something that is also commensurate to the work that you've done. Okay, not that it's that exceed on that, because sometimes people will going to give you that amount of money if they will be going to have favor for you, right? Yeah, so they will going to ask a favor for you. So I am going to give you money, this amount of money, this big amount of money, and yet you don't, or you weren't able to work for that so hard, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So
Um.
that's not based on the so-called what is one, fairness, okay? Because it's just only out of favor, so that's
Mm.
unfair, right? That's unfair to earn that amount of money, which you shouldn't work for that so hard, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that would be it. And of course, company maybe do not sh- uh, give a lot of amount of money for their employees. Okay, because that would also be something that yeah, we know that's a motivation. Okay, but of course, if you couldn't give them that amount of money already in the future, what would happen to them? They will not going to work anymore, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would also be something that it has the positive impact and also the negative impact, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So do you have questions with this?
Yeah. No,
No
sir.
more. Okay, let's proceed with the present perfect tense. Okay. So do I have to explain this one to you? Okay. So actually, when we are talking of present perfect tense, it refers to an action or state that either occurred at an indefinite time in the past or began in the past and continued to the present time. So that means it was done already, it happened already, but still continuing to happen at the present time. So that is what we call a present perfect tense. Now, the structure
Mm.
of the present perfect tense, Mark, we have affirmative structures, use of subject. So what are the subjects? So it can be he, it can be she, it can be it, okay? Plus
Yeah.
a subject can be countable. When we are
Countable,
talking about
uncountable now.
countable, that means to be
Past.
counted.
Yeah.
Uncountable, that means that cannot be counted, plus the use of the has. And that would be the so-called verb three form of the verb. Okay,
Yeah.
has or have. Now, if we this is just very simple. If you use the subject he, she, it, following after that would be has,
Has.
Mark. Okay, if we
Yeah.
use the subjects I, you, we, they, because that's
It
plural,
plus with a
except
have.
for I and the you, okay? So following after
Yes.
that would be have. Okay, like for example, but of course we need to take note that it should be after the has, after the have, should be in the
B3. Yeah.
okay, in the what is what in the past tense already. Okay, so
Past
like for
tense. Yeah.
example, it has been 2 months since I first met him. So we use the has because our subject is it.
It.
Okay? So it has
Yeah.
been. So after the has should be the been. Okay? And then we have here
Yes.
also I. So following after the I would be have. And then after that, the verb three,
Was
which is
to be for
watch
2 hours.
TV for 2 hours. And then after that, she has. And then
Required.
after that, the verb in the past tense for
Yeah.
dinner since 6:30 p.m. Now, the word since, for, since, we call this one as um, it happened in the past but continued to the present time. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
already happened, what's prepared, been, but since, for, since we use this one, we still continuing to use this one at the present time. So this one is what we call the present perfect tense. Okay, Mark?
Yes.
Question for that.
I
Okay.
already get it.
Mm. Okay, next. Okay. So we have here. Okay. So maybe we will just going to continue discussing this one in the next meeting, Mark. Okay, if you still
Okay.
have time tomorrow, we can do it before the holiday, right? If ever,
Yeah.
okay? So we
Okay.
just
Thank you
have to
very
see each
much.
other again. I know you're very busy, so I'm not going to use so much of your time, okay? So let's end up
Yeah.
in
See.
here.
See you
Yeah,
again in
see
New
you
Year.
again by tomorrow
Yeah.
before the Tet holiday ends, okay? Or
Yeah.
start.
Okay. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
So
Yeah.
thank you
See
so much.
you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year.